Shalom, sweet people. I am Maker Strong. My Maker makes me strong. And I came to you guys today with another video. I don't really know exactly what I'll call this one, but I want to bring into question, I guess not into question. Sometimes I just overthink. Um, I want you guys to think about this woman who is calling all of these churches, asking them under the guise of having a baby and asking them for formula. She prefaces it by saying that she ran out of formula last night. She's got a 2-month old, and sometimes she has a loop of a baby crying in the background just to make it more authentic sounding. And then she's found now 28 churches that said no, and a lot of them were mega churches, and 9 of them said yes. And so, yeah, like I've seen people coming after that woman, especially from the churches, and saying that, oh, she's a lesbian, she's a stripper, she believes in pro-choice, and she doesn't have a right to call a church and ask. They don't have formula, and just y'all, y'all. It doesn't matter, because the one thing about it is that if they say yes, that they'll help her, she always lets them know that it's not for real, that she's testing them. And I don't have a problem with her doing that. I will say this: a lot of narcissists do the same thing how the churches are responding, because they got caught with their drawers down. And instead of owning it and saying, we messed up, they are basically acting like, well, they're judging her and saying who she is, and that is she okay, because she shouldn't be doing that. It doesn't matter. She's putting a legitimate thing that could happen to a real person. And actually what she's saying is she's basically presenting them with something that she was presented with, a situation that she was presented with and how she responded to it. And the churches, instead of saying we didn't do the right thing, they're condemning her. Narcissists do that crap. They don't want to see how dirty they are. They don't want to own that there might be some work that they need to do. And I will tell you this: in the book of Revelations, there is a part where the Mashiach starts to talk about the different churches that are professing his name. And he says, I have this against you. So I'm not here to tell you what to believe or what not to believe. But I'm saying that if these are Christian organizations and they are acting like they believe in doing things according to the headship of Jesus Christ, they're not doing that. And how are you not thinking that this may be the way that he's collecting the data? Not that he has to collect data, but the point I'm making is, some things can be acting out in a way that you don't expect. And I believe that the Most High can use anybody he wants. He can use a baby to make a point. So if you are in the church and you're okay with people being bombed, something is wrong with you. If you are in the church and you're okay with people going hungry, something is freaking wrong with you. Because there's even the passage about when he says, when I was hungry, you fed me. I was a stranger and you took me in. I was sick and you visited me. So these are the reasons that I left the church, because I believed these things, but the people around me preached it and did not act it out. And I know there's going to be somebody that says, well, our church over here. I don't care what church it is. Every church that I've been into, in every church, and believe me, I was, baby, I was Miss Church when I was in church. I was Miss Church. I was there before everybody got there praying, and I was there after everybody left praying. And I was at home praying and interceding. But what I started to see was a lot of hypocrisy. And it dulled my spirit for it. And I was like, you know what? If this is what this is about, the politics of it, I don't want any part of it. I'd rather develop my relationship with the Most High in a very private way. And it's helped me because I still have some connections with the people from different churches that I've been in. And I hear without wanting to, most of the time, I'm hearing this person was sleeping with that person. This fight happened over here. This pastor did this. This rabbi did that. These people left because of that. Just a bunch of nonsense. A bunch of nonsense. And it just made me feel like what is that? So if you got caught with your drawers down, baby, just own it. Just own it. Because all of this is against you. I don't care how much you try to say, well, we don't have a budget for this, or we can't do this. We get scammed all the time. Yeah, you do, whatever. But if you said yes, she would have told you, I don't really need it. Because that's what she did with the ones that said yes. The ones that said no, they said no. Or some of them said, well, we service only our members. Then what I know he said, first to Judah, first to the house of Israel, and then to the stranger. But nobody from the house of Israel had asked you. The stranger came and asked you. And I know we can't do everything for everybody. And maybe even the person who answered the phone is not necessarily the voice of everybody in the church. But these are organizations. And if you got somebody answering the phone, it definitely needs to be your best. It needs to be the person with the voice, the best representative of your organization answering that phone. I don't have anything against that woman. I'm so happy that she's doing this. She's exposing the same thing. You can read about it in the book of Revelations. Start at chapter 5. And then you'll get to understand what those messages were that the angels were coming out to put out on the land. Because no matter where you looked, You couldn't find Christ. So don't sit there professing, I am a Christian. But then you wouldn't help somebody in need. If you, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. It's what you would do. So I hope she keeps on exposing these churches because they're making money. I promise you that. They're making money. And that same building fund that's been building ever since the building was a building, yeah, they could get money from any of those places to get $17 for some formula. And all they're doing now is what all narcissists do. They start deflecting and judging somebody else instead of owning their dirty draws. I hope you guys do better. Shalom.